Say this before midnight and wake up rich. Florence Scovel Shinn. There exists a sacred threshold between one day and the next, a mystical gateway that Florence Scovel Shinn understood as the most powerful moment for spiritual manifestation. The midnight hour is not merely a measurement of time, but a divine appointment with your higher consciousness, when the veil between the seen and unseen worlds becomes gossamer thin. It is in this pregnant pause between yesterday's limitations and tomorrow's infinite possibilities that your spoken word carries the greatest vibrational authority. The universe operates on precise spiritual laws, and timing is one of its most sacred principles. Just as the farmer knows when to plant his seeds for the most abundant harvest, the enlightened soul recognizes that midnight represents the spiritual soil's peak receptivity. Your subconscious mind, free from the day's mental chatter and resistance, becomes a clear channel for divine programming. The very molecules of your being align with cosmic rhythms that pulse with abundance frequencies. But why does speaking your truth before midnight hold such transformative power? Florence Scovel Shinn taught that our words are not mere sounds. They are living, breathing entities that shape reality itself. When you speak with conscious authority at midnight, you are literally commanding the invisible forces that govern prosperity to rearrange themselves according to your divine blueprint. Your voice becomes the voice of God speaking through you, declaring the truth of your inherent abundance. Consider this profound truth. While your conscious mind sleeps, your subconscious remains eternally vigilant, processing and implementing the last thoughts and words you impressed upon it. When you speak abundance declarations before midnight, you are programming 8 hours of continuous manifestation work. Your sleeping consciousness becomes a mighty manifestation engine, working tirelessly to align your outer world with your spoken truth. The midnight declaration is not superstition. It is supreme spiritual science. Every master of metaphysics has understood that the transition from one day to another represents a cosmic reset button. The energy patterns that limited you today need not carry forward into tomorrow. By speaking your new reality before the clock strikes 12, you are literally rewriting your spiritual DNA, commanding fresh abundance patterns to emerge in your experience. What you speak before midnight echoes through the corridors of eternity. Your words travel on invisible wings to the very throne room of creation, where divine intelligence immediately begins orchestrating the perfect circumstances for your prosperity. The angels of abundance take note of your declaration and begin their sacred work of manifestation. Every atom in the universe that carries wealth frequency starts moving toward your experience. Do you realize that right now, as you absorb these words, you are being prepared for a profound spiritual awakening? The very fact that you are here, learning these sacred truths, proves that your soul has called forth this knowledge. You are being divinely prepared to step into a new dimension of prosperity consciousness. Your past financial struggles were not punishments. They were preparation for this moment of spiritual recognition. Tonight, when the clock approaches midnight, you will not simply be speaking words into darkness. You will be wielding the same creative power that spoke worlds into existence. You will be claiming your birthright as a child of the infinite source of all supply. You will be taking your rightful place in the cosmic order as a divine magnet for unlimited abundance. Florence Scovel Shinn revealed that the universe operates through immutable laws that respond to faith, not fear, to expectation, not worry, to gratitude, not greed. The midnight hour represents the daily culmination of these spiritual principles, when your conscious directive to the universal forces reaches its peak effectiveness. Understanding the sacred science behind this practice transforms it from mere repetition into conscious co-creation with divine intelligence. Your subconscious mind processes approximately 60,000 thoughts daily, yet most of these mental movements occur beneath your conscious awareness. During your waking hours, conflicting thoughts of lack and abundance wage war within your consciousness, creating vibrational static that interferes with clear manifestation signals. The midnight declaration cuts through this mental noise like a spiritual sword, establishing one clear, commanding frequency that dominates your entire sleep cycle. Scientific research confirms what ancient wisdom has always known. The mind's most impressionable state occurs during the transition from consciousness to sleep. This hypnagogic state represents a direct pathway to subconscious reprogramming. When you speak prosperity declarations at midnight, you are literally bypassing the analytical mind's resistance and implanting abundant seeds directly into the fertile soil of your deeper consciousness. But the power of midnight manifestation extends beyond individual psychology into the realm of cosmic consciousness. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that we are all connected through what she called the universal mind, a vast intelligence that connects every consciousness on Earth. At midnight in your time zone, while others sleep, their resistance to your good is at its lowest point. The collective unconscious becomes more receptive to your positive declarations, creating less opposition to your manifestation process. The metaphysical mechanics are profound, yet simple. Your spoken word at midnight acts as a spiritual tuning fork, establishing a vibration that your entire energy field must match. Throughout your sleep, every cell in your body receives this abundance frequency and begins to restructure itself accordingly. Your very DNA responds to the prosperity consciousness you have declared, literally transforming you from the inside out. Consider the mathematical precision of this spiritual law. 8 hours of uninterrupted subconscious programming equals approximately 28,000 individual moments of abundance reinforcement. While your conscious mind rests, your deeper intelligence repeats, refines, and amplifies your midnight declaration, creating an exponential multiplication of manifestation power. This is not wishful thinking. This is the precise operation of spiritual law. Your midnight words also activate what Florence called the law of non-resistance. When you release your declaration into the night, you simultaneously release attachment to how your prosperity must appear. This divine detachment allows the universe to deliver your good through channels your conscious mind could never imagine. Opportunities, connections, insights, and resources begin flowing toward you through the path of least resistance. The sacred geometry of time itself supports your manifestation. Midnight represents the perfect balance point between completion and beginning, between release and reception, between surrender and claiming. When you speak at this cosmic fulcrum, you are leveraging the entire weight of universal law in favor of your abundance. Every force in creation aligns to support your declared truth. Think about this revolutionary concept. What if your current financial situation is simply the result of unconscious midnight programming from past fears and limitations? What if every night, as you fell asleep worried about money, you were actually programming 8 hours of lack consciousness? Tonight, you reclaim your creative authority. Tonight, you begin the sacred practice that will revolutionize your entire relationship with abundance. Within every human consciousness lies what Florence Scovel Shinn called the poverty spell, a hypnotic trance of limitation that has been passed down through generations of fear-based thinking. This spell manifests as the unconscious belief that struggle is noble, that money is scarce, that abundance belongs to others, but not to you. The Midnight Declaration represents your opportunity to break this ancestral curse once and for all, replacing centuries of lack programming with the truth of your divine prosperity. The poverty spell speaks a language of limitation. There's not enough. I can't afford it. Money doesn't grow on trees. The rich get richer while the poor get poorer. These phrases, repeated countless times throughout your life, have created deep grooves in your consciousness, automatic response patterns that manifest lack regardless of your conscious desires for abundance. But at midnight, when your mental defenses are lowered, you can overwrite these destructive programs with declarations of truth. Your words possess the power to literally restructure reality because they carry the creative force of the divine speaking through you. When you declare, "I am rich" at midnight, you are not stating a current fact. You are establishing a spiritual truth that the universe must honor. The law of manifestation works through your spoken word, not your current circumstances. Your declaration creates the energetic template that physical reality must eventually match. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that poverty is never about lack of resources. It is about poverty of consciousness. The universe contains unlimited abundance, but your personal receiver must be tuned to prosperity frequencies to access this wealth. Your midnight declarations function as spiritual tuning, gradually adjusting your consciousness until it naturally resonates with abundance rather than lack. The breakthrough comes when you realize that your current financial situation is not reality. It is simply the physical manifestation of past thinking patterns. Your bank account reflects yesterday's consciousness, not tomorrow's possibilities. When you speak abundance at midnight, you are literally commanding tomorrow's financial reality to align with your divine blueprint rather than your historical patterns. But breaking the poverty spell requires more than positive thinking. It demands spiritual authority. You must speak with the same commanding power that the Creator used to speak worlds into existence. Your midnight declaration should not be a timid request, but a divine decree. I claim my inheritance of infinite abundance now. Prosperity flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. I am a magnet for money, and money is magnetic to me. The spell-breaking process involves recognizing that lack is the exception, not the rule, in a universe of infinite supply. Poverty is the unnatural state that occurs when consciousness becomes disconnected from its divine source. Your midnight practice gradually restores this connection, realigning your entire energy field with the abundance that is your spiritual birthright. Consider this profound revelation. Every night that you fail to declare your abundance, you unconsciously reinforce the poverty spell through default programming. Your subconscious, left without positive direction, automatically reverts to survival-based thinking patterns inherited from your ancestors. But when you consciously program abundance before sleep, you interrupt these automatic sequences and establish new patterns of prosperity consciousness. The poverty spell thrives on unconsciousness, on automatic reactions, on unexamined beliefs inherited from a world that has forgotten its divine nature. Your midnight declaration represents a daily act of spiritual rebellion against mass consciousness limitation. You are refusing to accept the world's verdict about scarcity and claiming your individual connection to infinite supply. Tonight, as you prepare your midnight declaration, understand that you are not merely improving your financial situation. You are participating in the evolution of human consciousness itself. Every person who breaks free from the poverty spell makes it easier for others to do the same. Your personal abundance becomes a light that illuminates the path for all who follow. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that everything in existence vibrates at specific frequencies, and money is no exception. Wealth consciousness operates at a distinct vibrational signature that attracts material abundance like a magnet draws iron filings. Your midnight declaration functions as a vibrational tuning fork, gradually adjusting your entire energy field until it naturally resonates at the frequency of prosperity. This is not metaphorical language. This is the precise mechanism through which spiritual law operates in the physical realm. Your current financial situation perfectly reflects your dominant vibrational output regarding money. If you are experiencing lack, you are unconsciously broadcasting lack frequencies. If you are experiencing abundance, your energy field naturally emanates prosperity vibrations. The magnificent truth is that you can consciously alter these frequencies through the deliberate practice of midnight declaration, literally transforming your financial reality from the inside out. The vibrational alchemy begins with understanding that your spoken words carry specific frequency patterns that directly influence the quantum field of possibilities surrounding your life. When you declare, "I am rich" at midnight, you are not simply making sounds. You are encoding this truth into the very fabric of your energy field. These vibrations then attract experiences, opportunities, and resources that match their frequency signature. But wealth consciousness encompasses more than financial abundance. It includes a deep knowing of your own worthiness, a natural expectation of good, and an unwavering trust in divine provision. This consciousness cannot be faked or forced. It must be cultivated through consistent spiritual practice. Your midnight declarations gradually build this consciousness, layer by layer, night after night, until prosperity becomes your natural state of being. The transformation occurs through what Florence called divine substitution. Each night, as you declare abundance, you substitute prosperity consciousness for lack consciousness, wealth thoughts for poverty thoughts, abundance expectations for limitation fears. This process continues throughout your sleep cycle, with your subconscious mind continuously broadcasting your new vibrational signature to the universe. Consider the profound implications. While you sleep, you are literally becoming a different person, vibrationally. The you that wakes up in the morning carries a slightly higher wealth frequency than the you that went to bed. Multiply this by 30 days, then by 12 months, and you begin to understand the exponential transformation possible through consistent midnight practice. Your wealth vibration affects not only your own experience, but also the experience of everyone around you. High-frequency prosperity consciousness is naturally magnetic, attracting others who resonate at similar levels while simultaneously elevating those in your environment. Your midnight practice makes you a prosperity catalyst, raising the abundance consciousness of your entire social network. The vibrational alchemy also works through the law of circulation. As your energy field begins resonating with wealth frequencies, you naturally begin thinking, speaking, and acting in ways that increase financial flow. You make different decisions, notice different opportunities, and attract different types of people into your experience. Your external actions begin to match your internal transformation. But perhaps most importantly, wealth consciousness eliminates the struggle and strain that characterize poverty thinking. When you truly embody prosperity vibrations, making money becomes as natural as breathing. Opportunities appear effortlessly, resources flow smoothly, and abundance manifests through the path of least resistance. This is not luck. This is the natural result of alignment with universal abundance. The midnight hour amplifies this vibrational alchemy because your energy field is most malleable during the transition to sleep. The resistance patterns that maintain lack consciousness during waking hours soften in the liminal space between consciousness and dreams. Your midnight declaration penetrates deeper into your vibrational core, creating lasting transformation at the cellular level. Tonight, when you speak your abundance into being, know that you are engaging in sacred vibrational alchemy. You are consciously transforming the energetic foundation of your entire life experience. You are claiming your birthright as a being capable of infinite abundance. While your conscious mind rests in slumber, your subconscious remains eternally active, serving as the bridge between your midnight declarations and their physical manifestation. Florence Scovel Shinn understood that the hours of sleep represent humanity's daily opportunity for divine programming, when the analytical mind's resistance dissolves and pure faith can work its perfect transformation. This sacred science of sleep programming turns your resting hours into a powerful manufacturing plant for abundance, continuously producing the inner conditions that must eventually mirror themselves in outer wealth. Your subconscious mind operates with the precision of divine intelligence, never questioning the truth of what you have declared, never analyzing whether your abundance is possible or deserved. It simply accepts your midnight declaration as fact and immediately begins the intricate work of manifestation. Throughout your sleep cycle, this faithful servant reorganizes your beliefs, adjusts your expectations, and broadcasts your new prosperity frequency to the universe with unwavering consistency. The programming process follows immutable spiritual law. Just as a computer executes the code it has been given without questioning its logic, your subconscious implements your midnight commands without resistance or doubt. When you declare, "Money flows to me easily and abundantly," your deeper mind begins creating the internal conditions necessary to make this declaration true. It adjusts your comfort level with receiving, expands your sense of deservingness, and heightens your awareness of abundance opportunities. During the sleep state, your consciousness merges with the universal mind that Florence called the source of all supply. This connection allows your midnight declarations to be amplified through infinite intelligence, reaching far beyond your individual consciousness to attract resources from the vast storehouse of universal abundance. Your sleeping mind becomes a receiving station for divine ideas, insights, and inspirations that will guide your waking actions toward prosperity. The 8 hours of sleep programming create what metaphysicians call assumption hardening, the process by which your declared truth becomes so deeply embedded in consciousness that it feels more real than your current circumstances. When you consistently program abundance before sleep, you gradually develop an unshakable inner knowing that wealth is yours by divine right. This inner conviction then magnetizes outer confirmation of your prosperity. Your sleeping consciousness also communicates with what Florence called the superconsciousness, that part of your being that knows no limitation and recognizes no impossibility. Through this connection, your midnight declarations tap into infinite creative intelligence, accessing solutions, strategies, and opportunities that your conscious mind could never conceive. You literally sleep your way into genius-level insights about wealth creation. The divine science reveals that your dreams often carry symbolic messages about your manifestation progress. As you continue your midnight practice, pay attention to dreams involving money, gifts, valuable objects, or symbols of abundance. These dream experiences indicate that your subconscious programming is taking root and beginning to shift your inner reality toward prosperity consciousness. But the most profound aspect of sleep programming involves cellular transformation. Every cell in your body responds to the vibrational frequency of your dominant thoughts and beliefs. When you consistently program abundance before sleep, your cellular structure gradually adjusts to match prosperity consciousness. You literally become a different person at the molecular level, naturally emanating the energy signature that attracts wealth. The transformation also extends to what Florence called your mental equivalent for abundance. Most people carry a mental picture of struggle and limitation that keeps them locked in cycles of financial difficulty. Through sleep programming, you gradually build a new mental equivalent based on ease, flow, and abundant provision. This inner picture becomes the template that your external experience must eventually match. The science operates with mathematical precision. The more consistently you program abundance before sleep, the faster your transformation occurs. Miss a night, and you maintain the status quo. Program faithfully, and you accelerate toward your financial breakthrough. Your midnight declaration is your daily vote for the prosperity you desire to experience. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, understand that you are engaging in divine science, not wishful thinking. You are consciously directing the most powerful transformation technology available to human consciousness, the programmed subconscious mind working in perfect partnership with infinite intelligence. The moment you open your eyes each morning represents the daily harvest of your midnight programming. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that conscious awakening should be a celebration of spiritual victory, a recognition that your declaration has done its perfect work throughout the night, and your day must reflect this inner transformation. Your morning consciousness determines whether you will recognize and accept the abundance that your sleep programming has already claimed, or whether you will unconsciously reject the gifts that divine intelligence is attempting to deliver. The awakening process requires what Florence called watchful waiting, a state of expectant faith that looks for abundance in every form while remaining peacefully detached from specific outcomes. Your midnight programming has activated universal forces that are now arranging circumstances for your prosperity. But these forces work through natural channels that may not immediately appear as direct financial increase. Your awakening consciousness must remain alert to recognize abundance in all its manifestations. Perhaps you wake with a sudden insight about a business opportunity that could transform your finances. Perhaps an unexpected phone call opens a door you never knew existed. Perhaps you feel an intuitive nudge to take a different route that leads to a meaningful connection. These seemingly coincidental events are actually the precise operation of spiritual law responding to your midnight commands. Your awakening awareness must be trained to recognize divine intelligence at work. The abundant reality that greets you each morning exists first in consciousness before it appears in experience. Your midnight declaration has already established your wealth in the realm of infinite possibility. Your waking consciousness must now align with this truth and refuse to accept evidence of limitation. This requires what Florence called the persistence of faith, continuing to claim your good even when outer appearances suggest delay or difficulty. Your morning affirmation practice becomes crucial for maintaining the prosperity vibration established through your midnight programming. Upon awakening, before engaging with the external world, spend time acknowledging the abundance work that has occurred throughout your sleep. Declare, "I give thanks for the wealth that flows to me now from expected and unexpected sources. I recognize and accept my good in every form." The awakening also involves releasing any lingering attachment to how your abundance must appear. Your midnight programming has set forces in motion that operate with intelligence far beyond your conscious understanding. Trying to control or dictate the manifestation process actually interferes with the natural flow of supply. Your awakening consciousness should maintain what Florence called divine indifference, caring deeply about your abundance while remaining completely open about its method of arrival. Each morning presents fresh opportunities to demonstrate the prosperity consciousness you have been building through your midnight practice. Your spending decisions, business choices, and financial conversations all become outlets for expressing your new wealth vibration. When you consistently act from abundance consciousness rather than lack consciousness, you accelerate the manifestation of your midnight declarations. The transformation becomes self-perpetuating as you begin to experience tangible results from your practice. Each confirmation of abundance strengthens your faith and makes the next manifestation easier. Success builds upon success, creating an upward spiral of prosperity that compounds with each passing day. Your awakening to abundance becomes as natural and automatic as breathing. But perhaps most importantly, your awakening to abundance affects everyone whose life you touch. Your prosperity consciousness becomes a blessing that elevates others, demonstrating that wealth is not limited to a chosen few, but available to all who align with spiritual law. Your success becomes a lighthouse that guides others to their own abundance, fulfilling Florence's vision of universal prosperity. The practice comes full circle as each successful day of abundance consciousness makes your evening declaration more powerful. Your faith deepens, your expectation increases, and your midnight programming becomes more effective. You enter what Florence called the ascending spiral of good, where each level of abundance opens the door to even greater prosperity. Tonight, when the clock approaches midnight, you will speak your declaration with the authority of one who has witnessed spiritual law in operation. You will program your sleep with the confidence of one who expects miracles. You will awaken tomorrow to an abundant reality that reflects the truth of your divine nature. This is not a promise for someday. This is the natural result of aligning with the spiritual laws that govern abundance. Your rich life begins with tonight's declaration. Speak it with power, sleep in peace, and wake up rich.